Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I was wondering if maybe when we're getting the checksum, it seems to be getting them in UTF-8. Because I am passing back a string. And I need to be passing back probably the bytes itself. Okay, so if I let's just go into this. If I get the hash of this, I don't want this to be a string. This needs to be a like a vec of U8. So I'm hex encoding it. That's the problem. So if I hash, okay, so if I hash U, that goes down there to that. All right, so now there's a bunch of problems here. So directory name, so get the hash. Okay, so I both need, I need the hex of the hash. Okay, so that like the UTF-8 hash essentially. So hash UTF-8. So what is this? Hex encode from hash. Okay, so if I get U in there and then, but then the hash we just throw in. The type of trigger contains vec UTF-8 to the name. Expected a string. Oh, yeah. Okay, so then you need to be a vec of U8. Okay, so the problem here is that if I get this hash, okay, so expected result. Not sure how to properly test this. I'm just for right now, I'm just gonna comment out the test because we all know that that's the best way to deal with tests that aren't passing. Okay, so you're the, okay, so now we're in right tree. We get our hash. Okay, so create the tree file objects, save the disk. Okay, some hash, that's gonna have to be fine. And you're gonna have to be a vec of UTF-8, a vec of U8. Now this checksum that I want to return out here is going to be the hex encode of the checksum. Okay, so found struct. Okay, so new needs to take in a vec of U8, which means you need to be a vec of U8. So here's the problem. This hash object gives us a result string, and so now you need to be a vec of U8. Now I get the SHA, which then encodes hex. Okay, so I finalize, hasher finalize. What do you give me back? You found, oh, a generic array. Wasn't there a, like a 2vec? Yeah, there was a 2vec. Okay, so now we get the SHA, and that's a vec there, so we can... Oh, and then we could just encode hex like that. Except no, I can't encode hex like that. I need to make sure that I return the SHA like that. So create folder, I need the hex of it. So let SHA hex is going to be equal to SHA to hex, encode hex. Let's see, copy type char. Why are you upset? Encode hex from SHA. No, I don't want that. I want, do I have to, I don't have to clone you, right? Not clone into. No, okay, so a value type stir cannot be built from an iterator over types of element char. So SHA, I could swear that we were encoding hex before, but maybe we can just do hex encode like that. Okay, yeah, you're fine. Okay, then you. This is in, okay, so write tree. When I write you out, I don't want to hex this anymore. This needs to be just the checksum. Okay. I think you're right. I do need to borrow it here. Right here. It just Rust Analyzer is weird like that, where sometimes it won't tell you the error until after like you go through a bunch of other errors. Okay, so doesn't implement display, which is fine. Our checksum doesn't implement display. You're a string. No, you're not. Wait a second. Aren't you a string? VecU8 doesn't implement display. Okay, we're not using 2hex anymore. Object type is never read, so I don't actually need this anymore. So object type. Okay, so if I write tree. Okay, so I want to do our print line. So this is 641B. It printed it out as the byte. Sorry, as the vector. Can I print out the raw bytes in format? There's got to be a way, right? Oh, how? Okay, so right, because it can't become a string. Oh, so I need to write. If I can't create a string, I need to write the bytes instead. Use concat instead? Because then I keep everything as bytes. I keep everything as bytes. I don't create a string. And because everything's just a vector of bytes, I can extend the vector and just keep on adding to the end. All right, I need to trace this. So when we write this, okay, so I cannot use display for this. This is we're gonna have to change how that works. So okay, we have our objects with the file object, and that's fine. When I create the tree file, that gives me a string here. This can no longer give me a string. This is gonna have to be a vec of U8. So our tree file is going to be a vec, and we're returning tree file. Okay, so then could you iterate over the vector and display and write each U8? Possibly. I don't know if I'm going to need to do that stuff. So let's see. So we have our tree file, pushdir, format, tree, okay, so right. Okay, so we have our tree file. Now what I want to do is instead of push stir, I want to just push this, and instead of formatting, I want to just take this like that and then as bytes. So we push the bytes in. And now the objects, I extend the objects, which are going to be, okay, so this needs to be a vec of U8. Instead. And so I'm going through each of these. Okay, so you're being formatted. Oh, but this might work. Okay, so I format you. Oh, but you're not going to work because I can't turn this into a string. So I need to take this object and I need to like run a method on it to get the like prepare for writing or something like that to like almost like a 2-string, almost like for file. So maybe let's do a as bytes here. Now, as bytes doesn't exist, so we need to fix that. So here's our tree object type. So we have pub function as bytes. And we're going to have a vec of u8. Okay, so we were going to... Okay, what do we want to do for this? For each one of these things, we know we want to turn it into something that looks like this. Where's my display for not the tree object type? Like this. So we need the mode. Oh, I'm doing this in the wrong place. That's on tree object type. I need to do this on tree object. It's right here. Okay, so as bytes, I want to basically create this, but instead of a string format, we need to do this as bytes. So we'll do letter and we'll turn the bytes at the end. Okay, so we get our bytes, and then I want to start pushing into it each thing, right? So we're gonna have to do the mode. So let's let our mode is going to be equal to, okay, so we can format this. This is fine. So we're going to format. And you have a space in it. And this is going to be self.mode. And then I want to bytes push mode as bytes. Okay, maybe not like the best, but it should get the job done. What are you upset about? Expected U8 found a vec of, oh, weird. Oh, I don't want push. I don't want push. I want extend. Okay, there we go. I keep on forgetting about extend. Okay, so there's the mode. And so then the next thing is we're going to have the name and then a null. So again, that's the same thing. We can do... Query of node, we're going to change that into name. Okay, so format self.name. And then instead of a space, we're going to have you with a null. And then we extend with the name as bytes. Okay. And then we have our checksum, which is going to be probably the simplest one, right? We just do bytes, extend self.checksum. Okay. So if we do that, now we can run our as bytes. So many problems. Okay, what are you? You're in right trail. Okay, so our display isn't going to be able to work anymore. What are you? You were, oh, my sort unstable by key. Save to disk. Oh, okay, so tree file save to disk now needs to be You need to be, content is going to be the, just the bytes. So compress. When I compress it, you need to be the bytes too. I don't need to as bytes to anymore because we already have it as bytes. Okay. When we collect you as U8, a value type U8 cannot be built from iterator over types of vec U8. What? From iterator vec U8 is not implemented for vec U8. Expected U8 found a vec. Wait, is this a vec of vecs? Oh no. Okay, so this is a vec of vecs. Like that. That works. Okay, so we have our huh. That's going to be that's because each line that's going to go in it, each object is now the bytes in there. Okay. Each object is the bytes in there. Okay, so then we're going to let mute bytes. We get our objects. We have the size of the objects and figure that out. Now I have the length here. The size is actually going to be easier, isn't it? It's just going to be objects. Length. Tree file push. So really what I want to do is instead of tree file push. Oh, okay, never mind. Tree file is already set up to be this. Okay, so we want tree file push as bytes. And then I want to do for object in objects, tree file push object. And by push, we really want extend I don't need you. And then we pass in you. Okay. The size. Tree size. Hey, why are you saying you're not being used? Unused variable size. But I'm using, because we need to format you. Otherwise, it's literally just their curly bracket size. That's not what we want. You're sorry, what the fuck is that type? Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, cannot move out of self. Okay, so extend self checksum right. So can I just do that? Ooh, there's no errors. Okay, we just did a whole bunch of stuff and I have no idea if this works. So let's run it. Okay. It ran. Now what I want to do is we want to do our print line trick and see if this is working here. So we want 7E39. Ooh, okay, that's looking suspiciously similar. Okay, that looks suspiciously similar to everything, to what it's supposed to look like. This size is very wrong. That's the... Okay, I know exactly what I did there. When I was getting the size, I just get the objects that length, but the objects is a vec of vec, so I still need to do the same thing that we were doing before. So we need to get an iterator. We need to... What was it called? Oh, Zilby, are you done? Are you leaving? Okay, Zilby's done. Looks like he's finished his nap and he's gonna head upstairs and look out the window probably. Okay, so I want to iter and then I want to fold. Our initial is gonna be 0 for the size, and then we have u, and so we have our accumulator, and then we have an object, and then I want to add to the accumulator the object dot length. And that's it. So that gives us the size. Let's try this again. So we write tree. That gives you. Okay, so what did I do? I wanted to... Oh, right. We want to do our printf thing again. (9,4) V8. Okay, much better looking. Okay, so can I read you? Okay, get ls tree name only. Okay, well, close. Haha, why did you dereference properly? Ha. Rest jokes. Okay. Why not a tree object? After all of that, we still just have this not a tree object. Okay. So I guess now we know it's printed correctly because we're able to gzip it. We're able to gzip it, so we know it's there. Hash mismatch, not a tree object. Okay. Let's do our comparisons again. Yeah, maybe they aren't. Let's do... I don't think I can do them both in the same file, right? Okay, so let's do our printf. We're going to put this out to desktop. We'll call this mine. Sure, .txt. Oh. Can I... Oh, that became binary. Okay, so I'm able to come. Okay, so we can compare those. Now I want to do a get we need to do a okay, so git commit. This is checking again. Let's do git write tree, and then I want to do my print. Okay, so we're gonna do get.txt. And then you're going to be 1B34. Okay, I mean, those two things are, we expected those to be problems. All right. Okay, so we have those two. Let's open this up here and we'll go check it, take a look at these two things. Okay, so there we go. We have hello and we have mine. So if I, no, we have get and mine. So if a helix get, this is what it looks like. So we have tree, space. Actually, no, what? I can do this. I think I can do this. I want to move you to there. Actually, you know what? Okay, whatever. Full size is fine. I want to new again. I want to helix. That was get. So we're gonna do mine.txt. We're gonna move you there. Now we can get both of mine the second. Okay, these are the full files that we got. So this is looking pretty, like they're looking exactly the same. So that's a really good sign. So we have tree 343 instead of 373. Get attributes, but then the rest of this is exactly the same. That's a good sign. It has. Cargo lock, new line. I think we're really, really close to having it. Okay, so this is mine and it's not big enough. The only difference that I'm seeing here wait, this is longer, this line. What's going on with that? So we have test, a bunch of stuff, your get, cargo, toml, readme. Okay, so readme is in the same place. Codecrafters YAML, same place. Sort, oh, I'm missing the directory. Yeah. We only have files in mine, and we have files and directories in here. Okay. That's good to know. So why am I missing my directories? Okay, so when I create, I'm creating these file objects, which are options that have the tree object, right? So we have the dirt path, tree object new, is file false. Okay, so we get the directory, and then I throw you in here. So extend file object. And then I sort you. So let's debug. Okay, let's do another print line. I want to print line by file objects or file object. Yeah, file objects. And we're going to pass in a reference to objects. And then you don't know how to do display. That's okay. I just want to print those out. Okay, so we have tree object. So, I mean, this is not fun to look at, but I'm just looking to see if I have source. Does there get that cargo toml readme? Oh, is that what it is? No, I need to have... It shouldn't be none. It shouldn't be none. Okay, so get attributes. I am worried that you're right. That it's not... Okay, so what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to, if it's a directory, do the entire thing, like rerun itself, like go recursively into itself, and then get all the children of that directory, and then tree hash those, and those get the checksum of the file that it creates. That's the idea. But I think you're right, because I don't see source in here. So I think you're right. Okay, so let's print line. I want the directory name. Let's not print line this anymore. So I bet we're going to see source. Okay, so we have one directory that we're going into, right? So it's directory name source. So we do get to that. So I join source to our current path. And then I say, hey, write tree to go in there. So recursively go into the same exact, okay, so same exact path. So if I print line, we should see two paths here, right? So we should see this come in here twice. So we see dot current directory, source. Oh. That would do it. Why am I going to source? Source. because okay, so file object, okay, so hold on. What am I actually thinking? In right tree object, so we have get source. So when I come down to here, I join in the path again. I don't think I need to do this. I already have the path. So this is just the path. Oh, but you know what? This is not just the path, right? Add the name to the path and then run right tree again. So about to run recursively. We have the dir path. Okay, so we have at the top, we have our source, and then writing, okay, so writing tree object about to run recursively. Writing tree object. Did I already update this? If I don't put this in, infinite loop. Okay, so that's the infinite loop of dot. But wait, weren't we skipping this? Did I accidentally turn off? Oh, wait, did I turn off music? I had music on at one point in time. It's trying to be, oh, it just crashed. There we go. I think you need file path there. Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, file path. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, writing tree objects, writing file two, writing file two. Okay, so then if I get really bad commit message. I'm too tired to come up with a good commit message. Okay, so I staged that. Now I can do the get write tree. They are different hashes. They are different hashes, so I know that they're not exactly the same anymore. So from this one, if I were to try to run you again, get ls tree name only, not a tree object, so I need to do my print line. You know what? Let's do mine, right? So that's D527. Invalid compressed data, like right away. It won't even let me read this. Oh, no. Okay. Well, that's fun. I'm worried that I don't have the file name still in there. Okay, so what we have. Okay, so we have this part now. So we know we're running this on the two different directories we want to. When I did this with git write tree, we got C2. So it wasn't one of those that are just in the wrong order. We wrote, okay, so this was probably the git one, the source. This is the source folder, and this is the other folder. I didn't create a, oh, wait, you're right. Haha. Okay, good call. Ooh, there's source. Okay. Okay, so now we have source. That's good. Hold on. I don't want that in my Git repo. I want to compare the two things again. So we have our commits like this. So I want to do let's do the git one first. So git write tree. Okay, and then I want to do the exact same thing again. And it's going to be mine.txt. But then before that, I have to actually write it out again. So it would be helpful if I did mine out to it, though. Okay, so this is going to be D5 EC, D5 EC, EC. No, D5 27. Okay. Reload you. Reload you. Okay. Don't need to. There you go. Okay, so pane, found you. Let's also just move you down. There. Okay, so we have tree. The sizes are still off between mine and the git one. But the mode, get attributes. Okay, so these things are correct. So that's expected. Okay, cargo lock. We get you. Cargo toml. Okay, there's source. Oh, look at that. Source is different. Okay. If you diff them, I bet you'll find your tool puts a LF at a line feed at the end. So here's the difference. My hash. Okay, so the checksum, or I guess like the encrypted hash, are you counting as part of the size? Maybe. You're right. It is only off by 1. And then, but then this is the other problem here. Okay, so then this is different. So this is a different hash or checksum. Okay, so then test, and then this is back to the same. So my folder is the only difference, and everything else is exactly the same. And then the other thing, I think that you're right. Even before the source, the 04, wait, where was that? Right here. Oh. 04, okay. Oh, no. Go, take me to 04. I mean, still it's not a tree object. So that wasn't that. Okay, so I'm fairly certain, and by fairly certain I mean I'm very convinced that the only problem that we have right now, and here let's do one more difference here. So we'll do our print line. So this is mine. Oh, before I do mine, you commit removed a 0. Okay, so I want to do mine first. So cargo run is from mine. Okay, so this is going to be 39FC. We're going to do get write, and then three 7 8 8. Okay, instead of windows like this, I'm going to open up a new pane. We are going to okay, so we're gonna open up Helix into Git, Helix into mine. I want to, it's not search, it's not X. Oh, I keep on doing, I did this all the time. Is it tab? Oh, tab S. Okay, there we go. Now we can compare these together properly like this. So attributes, JE. Okay, so these are fine. Can ignore case of DAS. Okay, 1054. Oh, and 373. Okay, so that the size is correct too. Ignore. Cargo lock. Okay, so that first line is good. Cargo TOML, CR. Okay, so all these are what we expect. README. Those are the same. Code crafters. There's a 4000 source. Okay. Yeah, and it's like this is our big difference here. bytes for source. The checksum is the difference. Just the hash of the folder. That's what's wrong. The hash of the folder is wrong. Everything else is exactly what it's supposed to be. Okay. We are so close, but unfortunately, I've run out of steam, so I can't actually finish it today. Let's go ahead and commit and send this up. We'll let code crafters yell at me about it being broken and not working. But hey, we got it so close to being done. Oh, it's stage 3. Let's see, create a blob object. Oh, I broke that apparently. We'll have to fix that one too. Otherwise, it's not even getting to my other code. Okay, so clearly you're getting permission denied trying to write a blob object. Interesting. I wonder what that's about. Wait, did I get a permission denied trying to write a blob object? I could swear that we got the same thing. It wasn't a permission denied problem. It was a really bad error. Oh, it might be that the file already exists. So for me, when that happened to me, with this exact same project, which I know you're going through, it was related to something like that. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. We solved the problem, but I couldn't tell you what I did because that was a couple weeks ago, and my brain is too tired to remember. But I think that there's something around the file existing already and trying to write to it, like the file writer. Like there's something weird about that, and I think you have to handle the error. Do we actually have that in our hash object? Okay, so if we're using the right flag, file, header, content extend, then we save the file. If the pass exists, oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm just checking to see if the file already exists. This is how I got around it. If the file already exists, just ignore it. Let it be. Don't do anything. And I think that if I don't do this, I think it errors out with that error that you got. And I don't know why. Because write claims that it should, I did actually went to the right. I don't need to do that. But write claims that it should write and will entirely replace this content if it does. I don't know why this wasn't working for me. So I'm confused about it. I would be curious to see if that's exactly the same problem that you had, or if it's something different. Give it a shot. See if that works.